Welcome back. We are continuing through the grade calculator lesson. We're now on activity 5. If you want to know what we did through activities 1 through 4, you have to go check out the previous video. So up until this point, we have set up a function to print the grades, and it's essentially an empty function because all it has is pass. We even had a little activity that explained what it is that pass does. So now, here in step 4, we're going to loop through the list and print each index and its value to the console. So to make a loop, we have to go to loops, which is under logic here. And then we're going to loop through a list into print grade. So we're going to take that command, click and drag, and put that inside of this function, print grades. Now you can see when I did that, the problem was it put mine in all the way to the left. So everything has to be indented 1 so it can be considered inside of the print grades function. So currently I have 4 value in my list and then pass, and that's all it does. So now what we're going to do is we're going to change value to and my list to list of grade. Oh, we're going to change value to grade. So for grade in list of grades, and then we're going to go to list and we're going to get index of value and put it in the print grades. So we go to list here, and we're going to scroll down till we find the list operations, list getters. We're going to get index of value, put it here. Now remember, it says make sure that you double indent. See, it only indented once. We have to indent it twice so that when it goes through my loop, it's going to perform that command. I'm going to change my var to index, and we're going to change my list to list of grades. So right here is a list of grades. And then we're going to change the my param to grade. So now that we've done that,
Stop it.
I'm just going to delete some of this extra lines here. And then we hit run. And so it says initial grades, it gives the initial grades, and prints out the grades. So that's where it is, right there. 81, 84, 78, 100, and so on. Okay, so we had print grades and then print grades. Oh, obviously it hasn't printed anything yet. It's gone through the function, and this is what we had before, but we haven't printed anything out. So we're going to do that in the next activity. So we go ahead and hit submit. We're just kind of setting things up to get everything ready to be able to print out those grades. So now we're going to form a string to print out what we have at the grade at each index of the list. So string formatting allows variables to be placed at a specific place in the string by using curly brackets. So in our data menu here, we're going to drag insert 2 values into print grade. So we go down here where it says changing values, conversions, keep going, string formatting. Here we go. Insert 2 values. And then into the print grades, which is what we've got here. We're going to make the string grades. So we're going to put this double indent because we want it inside of our for loop here. So we're going to make the string grades and then brackets and then braces and then braces. So say my string equals, instead of this string, we're going to do it like this. Get rid of that. And then we're going to say grades, bracket, brace, brace, bracket, equals, brace, brace. Okay? Within the format parentheses, we want to replace the 2 variables with index and grade. So we're going to put this here, and we're going to say index, and here we're going to put grade. So the format replaces the first one with its first parameter, which is index, and the next with the grade, which is what we've set up here as we're going through our loop. So now when we hit play, once again, it's not actually printing anything. It's just setting up that string for us to print, hopefully in the next lesson. But once again, we get the good job. So we're going to go ahead and hit submit and move on to the next activity. So this is a debugging activity. This program has a logic error. It doesn't create an error message, but it's not doing what it should. So the rule is the string formatting, which uses the curly brackets to indicate where a variable should go in a string. So when we hit run, read the output. My friends are Sarah and blank. So did you add curly brackets so that both friends' names are said? So in here it says fix the program by adding another set of braces so that both friends' names are printed. So you can see my friends are Brace and it doesn't have the other set. So all we got to do is add a second set of braces, which is right here. And then when we hit run, my friends are Sarah and James. So when we're using this myString option and we want to use multiple variables, which is our format here, we have variable 1 and variable 2, and we want to have it in where the braces are. So first brace is the variable 1, second brace is the variable 2. And so there we go. We debugged the program, and we head on to the next activity. So now it wants us to print what it is that we set up with the myString. So we've gone ahead and done the grades with the index and the actual value. Now we want to print those out so that we can see them. So under console, we go to print variable, dragging it in, making sure once again we double indent because we want it inside of that for loop. And then instead of myvar, we're going to have it print myString. And so now when we run it, it shows all of our grades. So grades index 0 is 81, grades index 1 is 84, and so on to grades index 8, which is our 83. So we have created the list of grades and printed them out. So now we move to the next activity. So now they're printed out, but they're out of order. So we want to sort the grades. So in our list command, we're going to drag out the command that sorts the list. So we scroll down till we get here under list operations, sort. Now this goes under the main. So put it inside of the main, and we're going to put it at the end here. And we're going to change my list to grades. Make sure you tab it over so it's inside of that function. So then we're going to change my list to grades instead, grades.sort, and then we're going to call the print grades again inside of the main. So all we have to do is just copy and paste line 26, copy, and then we're going to paste it here. Make sure that it's indented correctly, and we'll actually put some separation here just so that we can see the different activities that we've gone through. So grades.sort and print grades grades. So then when we hit run, it gives us this big long list, right? So what do you see in the console? We see this big long list. It's pressed twice, but it looks like one long list. So let's add a space in between them. So we're going to put a blank line in the bottom of print grades outside of the loop. So here's print grades right here. And so to do that, we're going to go back to console, and that would be our output here where it says print. And we're going to put blank line in our print grades. We need to make sure that that goes inside of the function, but outside of the loop. So we just indent it once. So now when we hit run, gives us a nice blank line and gives us some separation between each of the outputs of the grades that we have. So then we go ahead and hit submit work, And we move on to the next lesson, next activity. So that puts us up to activity 10, and we are once again at our 10-minute mark. So if you want to continue with the next few activities, you will have to tune in to the next video in this series.